Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to let everyone know we might get started here. It's noon, and this is our first Master of Liberal Arts information session using Zoom. So we're testing this out. So all of you who have joined in and registered and are attending, please excuse us if we have any minor technical difficulties, but I think we have everything well in hand so far. I'm Chris Pastore. I'm the director of the Master of Liberal Arts program here at Penn. I've been the director for 12 years. And I'm an art historian. I've been at Penn for 25 years, or I guess 26 now, so basically half my life. I also have Amy Mulhern, who's here, a colleague of mine. And
hello.
Yes. And together we're going to talk to you a little bit about the MLA, give you some general idea of what the program is all about and how students create their own degree and do their own thing, but sort of in this really rigorous and rich environment, and then also answer some of your questions. We do have a chat feature set up. If you scroll down to the bottom of your screen, a menu should pop up and you can make sure that you can see the chat box. If you have questions along the way, feel free to start typing them in so that we'll have them flowing. But also then once I finish going through a few slides and telling you a little bit about the big picture and the context and the program itself and some of its features, then maybe we can unmute folks and have a conversation so everybody can hear everyone else's questions, and that can be really helpful. Okay, so welcome to the School of Arts and Sciences here at Penn. Penn is a big organization, a really large institution that has a School of Arts and Sciences, really the home of the liberal arts, and a number of professional schools. And we and LPS are a division of the School of Arts and Sciences, and the Master of Liberal Arts program is one of our, actually 25-year-old, one of our really great and flexible and dynamic opportunities for people to do graduate work here at the university. It's a powerful research university. And so Penn goes back to 1749, America's first university. The start dates of all these colleges and universities are debatable. But when Ben Franklin and some friends dreamed up this organization, it was interesting because it was one of the first colleges that was not affiliated with seminary and religious training. It's always been a school that prided itself on being accessible, being place that was important for both research and applied knowledge, but also some place where individuals who wanted to try new things and be innovative could go and do their work. We're consistently ranked as one of the top universities in the world. We're made up of 12 schools, as I said, School of Arts and Sciences, and 11 professional schools. And we have a strong focus on innovative teaching and research and a deep commitment to interdisciplinarity. And indeed, Penn has prided itself on, over the past number of years, developing a program called Penn Integrates Knowledge and hiring faculty that are actually appointed in more than one school who are bringing their latest innovation in research and teaching and here to Penn, where they're interacting with students in more than one school, not just in SAS, not just at the med school, not just at the Wharton School, but in more than one place. And the MLA is sort of a master's program here in LPS, in the School of Arts and Sciences, that gives you an opportunity to really take advantage of being interdisciplinary in your own work. The SAS is, as a school, a place that features a tremendous breadth of knowledge, but also really depth of inquiry. There are 26 academic departments, but there are also 22 interdisciplinary programs. The interdisciplinary programs include things like cinema studies, urban studies, and things of that sort. The departments range from history of art, where I received my PhD, to classics, and the social sciences and life sciences and natural sciences. Some of our humanities faculty that teach for the LPS are folks like Peter Struck, who studies things about magic in the Greek and Roman world. He's investigated the Iliad. He developed a seminar for the MLA on what it meant to read a book like the Iliad during a time of war. He was really responding to what was happening when the U.S. was involved in the Iraq conflict. Another one of our excellent faculty members is Rudy Sill, who's associate professor in political science, who is really interested in global intervention, institutional change, and he developed a seminar for the MLA that he's taught several times on international development, which is kind of a really great opportunity to sink your teeth into how development happens in that global arena. The MLA degree itself is kind of the equivalent of a create your own major program, but at the graduate level. It's a 9-course interdisciplinary master's that you can pursue full-time or part-time. If you start full-time but you want to switch to part-time because you get a great internship or opportunity, you can do that, and vice versa. We're really here to help you from a logistical standpoint achieve the opportunity to create the degree that you want to walk away with. You drive sort of the outcomes. We help you try and find classes that enable you to reach those goals. You create your own individualized course of study, but you really do it around a theme that rests somewhere in the liberal arts and the arts and sciences. We've had folks do cognitive neuroscience projects. We've had folks do biology and biochemistry research. We've had folks do social sciences work. And we've had individuals do creative writing and humanities projects. In the process of taking your classes, when you pick your own curriculum, you also, because it's a liberal arts program, learn a lot of different ways of attacking your area of interest. So like a traditional liberal arts undergraduate degree, the idea is to focus on developing critical thinking skills, communication skills, problem solving skills, but also figuring out how to problem solve and analyze research questions from more than one discipline in the liberal arts. And that gives you a lot of ways to grow your skill set, increase your knowledge of content, but also learn that you can come at a different problem solution if you come from different perspectives. Now, some questions that people often ask is, why would you do an MLA, a Master of Liberal Arts degree, versus an MBA or an MA in history or another sort of professional credential? Well, there are a lot of reasons. I think first and foremost, it's really the simple fact that you create your own degree. You develop your curriculum. You find the classes here at Penn that suit your needs, and then we sort of help you try and turn it into a nice, tidy package. Now, it can be done for professional or career reasons. You can do it for personal enrichment, educational enrichment. Say you majored in accounting, but you really love Shakespeare and you love movies. You can really shift gears and learn something that's not even related to your work on a day-to-day basis, but it may actually help you grow personally and professionally. It's an opportunity as a degree program to create a focused course of study. It's different than just joining a reading group, a book club, or taking classes or auditing classes. It also gives you an opportunity in the process to network with faculty, peers, and other people in classrooms and seminars on campus. And that can be really rewarding because there are a lot of really smart people that work at Penn and come to Penn as students, and you would be in that group and have a really good opportunity to connect. We're also kind of great in that we are flexible. We have, as I said earlier, full-time and part-time opportunities. We also don't require students to be enrolled every term. We don't have a timed degree. We're the last master's programs at Penn that does not have a clock of that sort. So we ask you to stay active every year, but we've had students, because of their life circumstances and logistics, do the degree over 2 years, and some have done it over 9 years. So we're really out to try and make sure that the kind of flexibility that you need in your life is the kind of thing that we offer in terms of program management and program operations. It's also great because it's a professional credential from an Ivy League, a really powerful institution like Penn. And so if you're looking for a master's to advance in your career, this could be a great way to check that box, but do it in something that you love, that you also find fun and interesting to engage with at the content level from a disciplinary standpoint. But you'll be doing that here at Penn, where it'll be challenging, it'll be rigorous, it'll be academic, and it'll be the kind of thing that every day is going to allow you to grow as a person, learn new things, and then figure out how you're going to apply that in the next other parts of your life. Now, if you come to the MLA, the things that are going to happen over the next couple of years for you are going to be primarily the excitement of being able to draw on rich academic resource, doing things here in a place at Penn, 28,000 strong staff, students, and faculty, where it's a huge community of people that we're going to allow you to develop your own interdisciplinary curriculum that connects to your specific interests and goals. You're going to be able to go back to a previous academic interest and get deeper into it, even if it's not something you do all day at work. You're going to get to develop really rich opportunities to create a new perspective to understand something really complex like globalization or African-American relations with the American government. As we know, that's a challenge at the moment. You can deepen your expertise in research and writing. There's a lot of great ways to move forward, and MLA is the kind of program that's going to let you pick exactly what you want to do. There are some great courses every year that we offer in the evening for the MLA program. Now, before I go further than that, just remember though, you're not limited to courses on the MLA roster. MLA students take courses all across the university. Fully 50% of the courses taken by MLA students are not on the MLA roster. They might be from graduate groups in School of Arts and Sciences from other graduate programs in SAS or LPS, and half of all the MLA students take at least one course in one of the professional schools. But that being said, we try to make sure we have a rich assortment of anywhere from 15 to 20 graduate level MLA courses, plus another 15 to 20 graduate courses offered by sister programs in LPS that are in the evening. So if you work full time and you can come to campus in the afternoon, you can still have a pretty exciting, rich, and diverse educational experience. So some of the courses we have coming up for spring are a really very popular course. Kathy Hall, who's an anthropology professor cross-appointed in the School of Education on cultural diversity and global connections, talks a lot about the challenges we faced trying to engage with individuals who come from different backgrounds, and how that helps us grow and maybe gives us new opportunities to do things in a different way. Linda Lee is going to do an online course she's developing for us of a seminar she taught previously on fairy tales. So it's going to talk about the kind of things that we listen to as children, that adults write for children to maybe give them lessons, scare them, or entertain them, and really get sort of an interesting perspective on kind of what makes people tick from a literary standpoint. That's also going to wander back into sort of the myth and legend that a lot of fairy tales are based upon. Kitsy Watterson, who has done a lot of work on African American studies, the prison system, but also is a really well-regarded fiction writer, has offered some writing workshops for the MLA program for a number of years. And the one she'll be doing in the spring is called Writing and Remembering. It's a memoir workshop, and students really get a chance to think hard about why they write and how they would tell stories about themselves, how they actually would sort of come to grips with things that they recognize are important and that are about their personal experiences, and really investigate that. And really sort of, I should say, particularly in Kitsy's classes, in a warm sort of collegial environment where everybody is trying to grow as writers. The MLA lets you do a lot of stuff while you're here, but it also helps folks do things after. Some of our graduates have gone on and pursued PhDs. There are faculty members at Villanova who did the MLA prior to joining a PhD program. We have folks in JD and MBA programs here at Penn, PhD programs at Temple, and Berkeley, and places of that sort. We've had folks go on from us to do research, cancer research in the Netherlands. So there's a lot of places that this degree can take you, because when you can prove to yourself that you can have fun and succeed at the graduate level in a place like Penn while you're earning an MLA, you're effectively proving to everybody else that you have what it takes to succeed in academic pursuits in other places. It's also the kind of thing that has really helped people advance in their careers. Many folks have done the MLA just for personal enrichment, but once their supervisor, their boss, or their colleagues found out they were doing a degree at Penn, people have sort of recognized that they had more to offer. We've had folks that once their boss found out, they got a raise, they got a promotion, they were given more responsibility, and they also found that to be a lot more confident in their own abilities, and that allowed them to really move forward both as lifelong learners, as professionals, and in terms of personal growth. It's as I said, a really great opportunity. It requires you to do some things to take advantage of this opportunity. That includes applying. So you all know we have an application online. If you go to the MLA website or the LPS website, you'll find links to that application. Our MLA application requires some essays. Mostly what you're doing is trying to explain to us what you want to accomplish as an MLA student. Tell us why the liberal arts is right for you, where you'd like to go in terms of your area of study. But you don't have to be really specific if you're not sure, because this is a program that allows exploration, allows you to experiment and grow towards defining a concentration while you're in the program. But your main goal is to try and explain to me and the other members of the admissions review committee that you understand how the liberal arts could play a role in your future education. But it's not a contract. If you write saying you're really, quite frankly, interested in a career in biology, you work in a lab, and you want to take some science courses and some other courses that help inform that from other disciplines, but you get really excited by the first pro seminar you take, and you shift gears and want to go into a new direction, then we just talk it out, we figure it out, and you move in a new direction, and you've actually sort of changed your life trajectory while you learn some new things. And that's okay, but that's something you can't do in another program. because most programs that are cohort-based or full-time or narrow in their bandwidth don't let you shift gears as dramatically as the MLA would let you. So your essays are going to tell us whether you're that kind of person, light on your feet, academically inquisitive, intellectually up for the challenge, but also really ready to explore. We also ask for 2 letters of reference. They can be academic or professional. We really just want to know about your sort of maturity, your focus, your motivation, and the likelihood that when you get here, you're going to be the kind of person that's going to go out and turn over all the rocks across campus and find the courses that you want and come back to me and say, hey, Chris, this is what I want to try and do this term in my MLA. What do you think? And your references should hopefully speak to that kind of behavior. We'll need to see a resume, tells us where you are professionally. And this is really valuable because many of you are going to be coming to the MLA sometime out of school, maybe hoping to study things you didn't study in great detail or depth in your previous academic experience. And your resume gives us a sense of who you are as a professional, as an adult, as a person who's really ready to take this step. And that's a nice compliment to what we're going to get in your essays and your references. Then we'll ask for all the transcripts from every post-secondary institution you attended. That'd be really great, including places you might have gone for study abroad, places you did professional accreditation for as a post-bac or other things of that sort. And the dreaded application fee, of course. The deadline for the spring term, January 2018, is the start of that, is November 1st. We also do have, I think, the applications open for summer and fall 2018, so you could begin applications for those terms now. And we would review you as soon as you're complete, because we sort of work on a rolling basis. So if you're planning ahead, which I think is great, don't wait to apply near the deadline. Go ahead and get everything to us right away. You can check the LPS website for details. And I'm hoping, because I'm sharing the screen, you can actually click on the link that's active on this slide and bring it up. But just remember, Penn MLA, Penn LPS, if you do a native Google search for Penn MLA, will come up. And then you can follow links to the application. From a financial standpoint, the fees for the academic year 2017-18 are $49.66 in tuition and fees per course unit. Penn doesn't really use credits, we use course units. So a major graduate seminar would be 1 course unit. You need to finish 9 to graduate, and we charge per course. We don't have a full-time rate or a part-time rate, so you just pay as you go. Normally, tuitions do increase annually in the fall, and that gets posted out in the summer. Of late, it's been, Penn on average has been at about 3%. So that's one thing to be aware of in terms of calculating the total time cost to the degree. And if you were to come full time and you live on campus, and there's going to be room and board and other living expenses. But if you do it part-time, you take 1 course every fall, 1 course every spring, and you do this over 3 or 4 years, you're basically looking around $5,000 a course times 9 to earn the degree. There is financial aid available to U.S. citizens and permanent residents in the form of loans if you're taking 2 or more course units a term in fall and spring. So you can always contact Penn SFS, Student Financial Services, and file a FAFSA for that. But otherwise, we don't have any scholarships or fellowships for the program. That being said, we have had students use outside funding from other organizations. I think the Bourne Fellowship in English and British Studies, and the Fulbright, things of that sort. So please feel free to investigate those kinds of opportunities if you've come across anything, because the MLA may allow you to use them. That's about it for the bulk of the overview information. So I'm really happy to answer any questions that you have. So what I can do is unmute everyone, if that's okay, and then maybe you can ask your questions and I'll do my best to answer them. Someone has asked if there's an interest in law or business. Penn, of course, does have JDs. They have a Master in Law, and there is the MBA at the Wharton School. The MLA, we're in the School of Arts and Sciences. Those are other professional schools with their own admissions to their own programs. There are students who do Master of Liberal Arts, but then take classes in the Master of Law, in the JD program, or in the Wharton School. Of your 9 course units, you're allowed to take 2 outside the School of Arts and Sciences. So we have had students take courses from Wharton if they were interested in things like applied economics. You might take courses from economics, from urban studies, and then maybe take a Wharton School class or 2. We've had folks that were doing global studies, and they've done courses in on the law school and the Annenberg School. We don't, though, particularly in the MLA, have a concentration in law or in business because you wouldn't be able to take enough classes in schools as part of 9 course units. We're constrained where most of your work should be inside the School of Arts and Science. Any other questions?
Yeah, Chris?
Sure.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This is Ken Powell. I have some old degrees, and I'm trying to get my transcripts. I've been able to get 1 of the 3. The second one I expect to have delivered to my home or sent to my home.
Okay.
The third one I haven't been able to retrieve, and it is a full degree. I'm wondering if you have any suggestions. I've done everything online, and it's with Temple University, but I haven't been able to get one of mine. And I don't know if they can't find it or whatever. But in order to have a... All
right, hold on, Ken. Do you have a copy yourself?
I don't. I never. I finished that degree a long time ago, so I don't.
I would say photocopy and send it. It doesn't really, you would think no matter how long ago you graduated from a place like Temple, they should have a transcript on file.
They don't have anything. They don't have anything from 72 to 79. They archive them, so that's the problem.
They archive them and they can't retrieve them from archives?
They haven't been able to for the last 2 weeks.
Well, I guess, I'm not really sure what we can do to work around that. We do like to everyone's transcripts of all of our academics so that we can approach this holistically and make sure somebody has everything they need. If Temple cannot get it, if there's some way you could have the Temple registrar at least send some verification of you earning the degree with as much information as they have, and we could start with that. But then we can go from there.
Yeah, I may even take a trip up there and see if I can get any help. But I just
sometimes that's
I'm kind of dumbfounded. I don't know exactly which way to turn from here. But anyway, I hear what you're saying.
One thing, if you did a degree at Temple and then you went to another institution, if you applied to another school and you sent a Temple transcript, you could always check and see if they have a copy archived in their admissions files.
I could do that. Okay, good.
You might get lucky.
I'll try that one.
They may have destroyed things because sometimes some schools keep admissions information, including transcripts, and they put them in files. Some scan them and save them now. Some eliminate them entirely and delete them and destroy them because they're the student's personal records. So you might get lucky, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Okay, good enough. Thanks.
Great. Okay. Are there any things, Amy, that you think we haven't told people that they need to know?
I just did want to mention, if people have not already, and if they're local, they're always encouraged to stop by one of our WalkIn Wednesdays. We're here at 3440 Market Street, and each Wednesday from 11 to 1 and 4:30 to 6, anyone's welcome to stop in without an appointment to meet with a member of our recruitment team to talk more about the program. So that's encouraged. If you're not local, you can always just email us questions you have at lps.sas.upenn.edu to encourage that.
Right. And you can also call the main number at 215-898-7326, 215-898-7326, and you can ask the receptionist to set up an appointment with me, phone, or get my email address. So if you have specific questions and they come right to me, that's good. It's specifically about something like a transcript, something about what do I want to study and how do I go about doing that. And between Amy and myself, we should be able to give you all the information you need to decide if this is the right program for you, if it's the kind of opportunity that you want to take advantage of.
Looks like we have a couple more questions came in the chat.
Okay, yes. May have missed this, but did you say we can send our application in pieces? Schools send transcripts even before we fill out. If you request a transcript and you want to have it sent electronically or as a hard copy from your registrar from your previous institution, you just have to make sure that you select LPS, not Penn admissions, because they're different offices. But yes, you could send transcripts to us. We'll hold them until an application comes in to match them up. It's easier if we have an application started in the system and the admissions office can attach it directly to that application. But you could certainly request transcripts and have them sent to LPS and the MLA program in advance. That would be fine. Also, you can type all the demographics in, get your application ready to submit, send the essays in, tell us who your referees are coming, and that would be an electronic process. Get the application submitted, and then we'll just wait for you to get transcripts and the letters of references to complete the application, so then we can do a preview and set up an interview. But yeah, you can get started. What kind of support's available in terms of honing in on a capstone project and conducting research? Well, some of the major people that are going to support you will be the faculty you take classes with. Every time you're in a class at Penn, you're going to start doing some kind of research, especially in the MLA and graduate level liberal arts seminars. You're going to be writing papers, presenting in class, having conversations and discussions about reading. And the faculty members you work with are the kind of folks that do research themselves, and they're going to help you talk about what are the best ways to tackle a research project. We also have some classes, MLA 541, a course taught by Dr. Chris Raberman on academic writing and research design. That's a great opportunity for students to take a class if they haven't written a paper in a long time, or they majored in business and finance and they did some liberal arts but don't feel like they really have a strong grasp of the different disciplinary options in terms of how you write, how you present material. It's also offered online, so it would be a great way to get yourself started in a program like the MLA. But you also have the chance to come in and talk to me anytime and say, I want to study the relationship between film and politics, and I'm really particularly interested in colonialism in sub-Saharan Africa. Well, what you might I might say is, have you thought about Rita Barnard's course on cinema and politics? Have you looked at the kind of things being offered by the African Studies and Africana Studies program? Have you checked out history course offerings? And let's figure out what 2 or 3 courses you need to get started collecting information, and then talk about how we're going to actually make this into coherent concentration, and then try and find maybe the intersection, which could be the place where you define that thesis for that capstone project. And that could be happening in your first class, your third class, or your 5th class. Or it could be that you take 6 classes, you have a lot of fun, and then you come and you sit down with me and we literally hash it out on a notepad. What are the things you still want to learn while you're here that you want to take away from the program? And that takeaway might be based on what you write for your capstone. And then we'll talk about the faculty you studied with. Who's the person that's going to help you take this project and idea to the next level? Who's another faculty member who's going to help you look at this research question from another angle? And that's where you get your 2 readers, capstone thesis, and you start writing and you put out a great product, something you can be proud of, something that you really enjoy doing, because graduate studies should be fun. If it's not fun, I don't recommend it. There are a lot of other ways to have fun and spend your time and your money, right? You should actually really enjoy this, even as you're getting maybe professional and personal benefits. But we're here. Now, the other thing that I would say is in October, on the 10th, I think we're having an info session here in the office, and it's really actually going to be, as opposed to a general info session, a little bit more focused on how do you do research, how do you develop a concentration, and how could that relate to a capstone. I'm going to try and see if I can get a recent alumni or 2 to come with me, and they might tell you how they develop their concentration. So if you wanted to know more about that specifically, there's no reason you couldn't come to that other info session as well. That will be on campus here in this office. It looks as if that might be all the questions that we had. I'm really glad you could join in and learn a little bit about the MLA. I imagine many of you have already been on our website, read about the degree, thought about how it might compare to other kinds of opportunities out there. So we're glad to try and help flesh that out or reinforce your interest. And as I said, Amy and I were available. So please reach out to us through LPS one way or the other, and come at us with more questions. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to following up with some of you when you get to the point of submitting that application, coming in for an interview, and finally sitting down at my desk and saying, this is what I want to do. I think you can have a lot of fun. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.